Well, hello again, Friendship Village. This is your voice of Friendship Village, coming at you from our glorious studios on the second floor of this building. Where are we?
Village Place.
Village Place we are, yes. And we have a special guest with us from Terrace Lane. No.
Village Terrace.
Village Terrace. Thank you, Mary, for keeping me on track. Okay. And so we'd like to let you know first that our sponsor for today's podcast is the Event Center at
The Terrace.
The Terrace. Yes, the Event Center, which hosts many great fun things. Events, yeah. That's what you do at Event Center, right? You have events? Okay. So many great events and musicals and special dinners and just whatever needs a great group-sized location. The Event Center, it seems to me, can handle it and does a very good job. So we appreciate all that they do. And next time you're in the Event Center at an event, just put in a good word and give them a hearty smile. They'll appreciate it. And listen, before we get into the interview with our guest, I'd like to share a quick joke. I was talking the other day with my friend Louis. So Louis was telling me about the fact that he was trying to get organized a hide-and-seek competition. So I said, well, great, Louis. How's it going so far? He says, well, it's kind of hard because all the good people are missing.
Mm-hmm. They're hiding.
They're hiding. Okay. That means I didn't quite exactly say the punchline as I wanted to say it to have the highest impact. I'm just rambling on. But anyway, we're having a good time so far. And we do have a very special guest. And Mary, why don't you take over for a few little bits?
All right. I have no jokes right now.
Oh, no jokes right now?
No, I don't do the jokes. Okay. But I do have a special guest here today. And we've heard her name mentioned before, and we'll get into that a little bit later. And her name is Patricia Robb, and she lives at the Terrace, and we'd like to welcome her.
Thank you very much. It's so nice of you to do this. I appreciate it.
And learn about her life and how it intermingles with the other guests that we had. First of all, Patricia, where were you born?
I was born and raised in Des Moines.
Okay. Did you go to school and graduate from there?
Yeah, I went to St. Teresa's grade school at Royal University. It was new then, and I went to St. Joseph's Academy High School, which was an all-girls high school. My dad said I could go to college out of state or in-state, and I chose out of state. He said it had to be the same price as an in-state one, so I went through every page of Lovejoy's college guide and found one that was like the third cheapest college in the nation, but it was a really good school.
Where was that at?
Central Missouri State College.
Okay.
It turns out the president at the time, it was discovered 10 years later, had been defrauding the state of money, turning in inflated enrollment figures, but he got a lot more money, and he put it into buildings and hiring professors and things like that, so It was a good cheap education, you know.
A good crime, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that, but
I did.
Oh, my goodness.
So you graduated with a degree in?
I graduated with a degree in French and a minor in art, and then I went to Kansas City. Some of my friends were there, and worked for a year and saved money and went back to school and got a degree in painting and drawing. And then because I had a degree in French and a degree in painting and drawing, I became a secretary, because what do you do with a degree in French and a degree in painting and drawing?
Well, I thought you might go to France and paint some pictures.
Well, I thought I might too, but that didn't happen.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah,
that
was a good goal, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my son took French in college, and he always thought he would go to France, and then he'd be able to speak the language, but he still knows some of the French words, but he never pursued that. But he enjoyed taking the class. He enjoyed it.
Manner up, that reminds me of just a little joke, quick joke. The guy says, "I'm sure glad I wasn't born in France." And the other guy says, "Well, why is that?" He says, "Because I can't speak a lick of French."
Good one.
We've had your husband here, of course.
Yes,
I was going to say that later.
Oh, were you later?
Uh-oh.
So it's going to bring it in later.
But I would like to bring up a point about it. Her name is different than his last name.
Yeah.
We can find out why.
Well,
I can't tell you.
my first suspicion is that you're not married. You're just just living together.
Well, my mother was afraid of that. My mother was afraid of that. But no, we've been married. We've been married since 1981.
Okay. You
Happily
just
married.
decided to keep your maiden
I just thought it was my name. And Steve Clark, my husband, used to joke that that he didn't want to change his name and I didn't want to change mine, so we kept our names. So
there are people that do that and still do that, and that's fine. That's fine. My daughter-in-law goes back and forth with her name like that, too.
I just did it for myself, nothing else.
She did it for her profession, I think.
Yeah, I didn't have a profession, unfortunately.
Oh, I think you did. So you were a we'll get back to this, to her life now.
All right. Okay.
All right. You were a secretary.
I did secretarial work. I worked at a hospital for a long time. In the evening during admissions work, so I could like paint during the day or something. So I did that.
What did you do with your paintings?
Oh, sometimes I'd show them, and occasionally I'd like be in some kind of show, sell a few of them, but not a lot.
You did sell some.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah.
Are they filling up your walls in your apartment over there?
No, they're in the closet.
Oh.
I got a little tired of looking at them.
Oh.
I'll get them out sometime. Before we moved, I got them all out, took photographs of them, and sent them to our sons and said, "What do you want?" And so they came and took paintings and drawings and things that they wanted. So we don't have as many anymore.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but they like them for keepsakes and treasures. Yes, I think that's great.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
I had a cousin's wife in Colorado we visited one time, and she painted. And we were young. I was a young mother at that time and had 2 young girls. I took my girls with me. And we enjoyed looking at all her paintings, and she gave us some. She gave us each a painting. I don't know if I still have it or where it's at. But it was fun to look at her paintings.
Yeah.
Another person that paints over there, does canvas, is Jane is his wife. Al Hart.
Al Hart.
Al Hart.
He does.
Yes. He does paintings too. He showed me some on his phone one time.
Yes.
A very interesting thing. And my daughter paints too. I have a daughter that paints on canvas. And she's held painting classes here. She's held some classes.
I took one.
Yeah. But
way over.
Yeah, at Park Lane. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. And I'm not good at that, but I did it because she was teaching. I kind of got coerced into it. But anyway, so then what led you to Iowa?
Well, I was born and raised in Des Moines. I had some friends then after about 5 years in Kansas City who moved to Denver, Colorado and said, "Come on out and move out here." So I did, and I lived in Denver, Colorado for a year, and that was nice, but I couldn't get a job there because I couldn't get a secretarial job out in Denver. A lot of people had moved there in the early 70s, and I got turned down for jobs because I had too much education. And the one time I tried not putting down my education, then they surprised me and said, "Well, what did you do during this period of time?" And I wasn't ready for that question. So I would occasionally look at the Des Moines paper when I was in Denver, and there were these jobs that I thought, well, I could get that job probably. And so there were a lot of those, so I moved back to Des Moines. And I got a job as a half secretary, half art assistant in an advertising agency.
Okay.
And that was fun.
Where you could actually paint. And
I drew. Yeah, I drew
Okay.
more drew and lay out the design of the ads and things. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay.
It was nice. And during that time when I moved back, I met Steve too, and we were friends. And then after about 4 years, we started dating, and he asked me if I wanted to get married. And so then, the day after I said yes, he said, "Oh, by the way, I applied for a job up in Waterloo."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Where's that? Huh?
Yeah, I think I know where it is. So that's how we ended up here.
Okay. And how long have you been in Waterloo?
1981. As soon as we got, he started his job in January of 1981. We got married in April of 1981 and moved up here.
Okay.
Okay.
And we were in Waterloo for a couple of years, and then Cedar Falls after that.
Okay. In the Cedar Valley area.
Yeah.
And had your children?
Yes, 2 sons,
Yes.
Patrick and Tim. Yeah.
Yes.
Patrick's going to be 40, and Tim is 35. I think, 6.
And they both are...
Tim is married, and he and his wife are around here in Waterloo, and Patrick's in Chicago.
Okay. And you have grandchildren?
No, not yet.
Not
We're
yet.
working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're working on it.
They're working on it.
they're
Yeah,
working.
I said it wrong, didn't I? They're working on it.
Okay.
They'll surprise you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll surprise us.
That's what we like, is surprises
Yeah.
like that. And what are their fields of work?
Patrick's in finance, and Tim is, right now, he's the regional director of Child Evangelism Fellowship, which is a Christian children's organization that helps children with after-school programs and summer programs.
Mhm. And then when you and Steve, was he in the legal field then when he came here? Is that where he got the job?
Steve was, yes.
Yes.
He's judge.
I know.
Oh,
Well, he wasn't a judge when he got here,
No.
though. He got a job as a public defender here.
Okay.
Before that, when he had moved back to Des Moines, like the year after I did, and his brother said, "Why don't you come into practice with me?" So he was in private practice with his brother for a year,
Mhm.
or about 3 or 4 years, and then he applied for a job up. He was falling asleep at his desk in private practice. He wanted to be in court. Decided it was a sign he should do something that's a little
A
more
little
active.
bit. Yeah, right. A little more inspiring.
Yeah.
Yes. So then did you apply for jobs around here after you got up here?
Yeah, mostly what I did was temp work, temporary office work.
Mm-hmm.
And then after our children were born, I stayed home.
Yeah.
And then after they got out of school, I kind of mostly went back to temporary office work.
Mm-hmm.
So I really, it was good because I got to know a lot of places around the Cedar Valley.
Yes.
I worked in a lot of different offices, a lot of different businesses that I wouldn't have known existed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were small, but some of them were larger. And it was very interesting.
And in the way, starting out when you did, probably computers weren't as popular when you started out. You did everything by hand, shorthand, typewriter,
Oh, yeah.
all of that
Yeah.
good stuff like I did.
Yes,
You started out
that's
with
right.
what's a typewriter?
Yeah,
That's what kids
that's
ask. What is a typewriter? It's a handy thing. A typewriter.
Well, but at
is.
least it helped you for a computer keyboard.
Yes.
I mean, you were all set for the
Yes.
for the
Yeah.
transition to a computer
Mhm.
keyboard.
Yeah.
You weren't
Right.
poking like this on a computer.
No. But so you had to go through some probably learning, training.
Yeah. I took a bunch of classes at Hawkeye partly because two of our kids were using computers and I didn't know what they were doing, so I wanted to kind of get educated in computers.
Well, I worked in a computer lab for 9 years at a school, and I did not have a computer at home. I hadn't worked my way into buying one yet,
Oh,
but
wow.
I learned the computer at school, and I did take some night courses of computer also, because I was really, really interested in computers. But I just
And the running joke around here is if you're having trouble with your computer, ask your grandkids.
Yes.
or my son-in-law, he's my right-hand guy, but he's going to move, so I'll have to. My other son-in-law, I think, can do it too.
But you had a big introduction to computers. You just
Yes, worked in the computer lab.
Are you the one to call now for computer questions?
No, not really. But I do know. I've helped some people out.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, because I have an iPad. I work on my
Yeah.
iPad all the time.
That's your specialty,
Mhm.
iPads.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was a question at the resident council. Is there someone who can help with computer questions?
Yeah, we need a computer technology person
That's kind of what they were
because
saying.
to get more people interested in computers, if you had someone to teach a class just in computers.
That's what they were kind of bringing up.
Yes, I think that'd be great.
Yeah. That might be you, huh?
Well, I don't know. It depend.
Yeah.
It would depend. I could do like I teach piano. I do the beginners. I
Uh-huh.
could teach beginning computers.
Uh-huh.
Before we moved up here to Waterloo, back to Waterloo, they had in Oskaloosa, Iowa, where I lived, they had a series of computer classes at
Yeah.
the local library.
Yeah.
And so we
Oh, yeah.
partook of those, and
That's nice.
that helped a little bit.
It does,
just
yeah.
to become a little more familiar with that thing called a computer and
Yes.
what it can do.
And don't be afraid of it. That's the thing. Some people,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'd be afraid
Yes,
of it.
yes.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing to
Yes.
be afraid of.
I remember that in my beginning class, in my
Mhm.
first classes at Hawkeye, that she kept saying, "There's nothing you can do wrong here on this,
Mm-mm.
and if something stumps you, I'll help you, but there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do that will hurt this computer."
No, you got to keep trying and
Yeah.
punching the buttons and
Yeah.
see where you come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still do that with my iPad. Sometimes I get into something and have to back out and do it again.
Yeah, I'm not that brave, but
So then after your children were out of high school and going to college, did you go back to work then?
yeah, I did. I did temporary office jobs mostly then too. About 15 years. 3
How-
different places I worked at. It was ironic in those 15 years. 3 different places I worked at real recently after I had worked there. 3 different people in the offices were found embezzling.
Oh dear.
I know, it was amazing. It was, and it was going on, well, it'd been going on for years at each one of these places, and people didn't know, but
Mhm.
yeah.
They were very smart at doing it, evidently.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I just can't fathom people doing that kind of stuff, but it happens. It happens all the time because you read about it in the papers and see it on the news on TV.
Nice seeming people.
I was just going to have a quick break and just remind our listeners that this podcast is being brought to you by the Event Center, and we hope you are by now enjoying all the benefits and fun things at the Event Center, and just keep your eye open for important activities and singing things and dinner things, whatever, and
They always have a nice buffet table set up with treats, and you can always have a little snack while you're enjoying the activity that's going on over there. That's kind of nice.
and Movie with a Pizza is a
Yes.
popular event.
Yes, very popular.
Have you been to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fun.
Approaching our end time here.
Okay, I just want to ask a couple more questions. How long have you lived at the terrace? When did you move in?
We moved in September 28th, so it's almost a year.
Almost a year
Wow.
coming up.
They opened August 15th, 16th, 15th.
You were one of the early.
Well,
ones.
September we got a little bit. Yeah, we were among the early ones.
Yeah. Okay.
I have talked to a couple people, the first and second to move in, and they told me how spooky the building was for a while till others
Yes,
moved in.
'cause all these
it's
empty
a huge
rooms.
building, and yeah, these hallways and they're empty. Yeah.
So it was nice when people started moving in, you had neighbors.
Yes.
How
And
did,
you-
how did your husband happen to decide to move here?
Oh well, he has a brace on his foot, and we were going to Clark Prosthetics about the brace, and it's right across the street, and a good place.
Yes.
And I saw this building going up, and I'd always liked balconies. We never lived in we lived in an apartment a couple years before we moved into our house.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Oh, that looks like a really nice apartment building. Every place has a balcony. That would be really nice to live in if we were going to an apartment, but we were going to stay in our house and just hire anything done we needed done."
Yeah.
And then we walked in and asked them what that building was, and they said, "Oh, it's part of a independent living retirement community, Friendship Village." And so I grabbed his arm and said, "We gotta look into that. Maybe we can live there." And it was like 2 months later we signed.
Mm-hmm.
There you are.
like
Right.
just about. And then they said they could hold the apartment only for 5 months, so within 5 months we were moved.
A good choice.
It was a wonderful choice.
Yeah.
We love being here.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
Well, and
place.
you have life care.
Yes.
That's the main
It's a
thing.
great goal to have started this community for. Life,
Yes.
the life care
Yes.
started by ministers. It's just such
Right.
a wonderful thing.
It was.
And you can feel it here. I mean, it's just such a good place and good people.
Yes, people move in and they stay till they're no longer with us.
You move in, but you don't move out.
No, only 1 or 2 people I've ever
Yeah.
come across moved out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
True.
they moved because of family. I think they had a family that wanted to move elsewhere closer to them.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
very rare, because once you're here and your family realizes all the benefits that you're getting, they say, why move? And they will come and assist you and help you and visit you as much as
Absolutely.
possible to keep you here.
Our sons were so that we didn't realize how worried they had been, but after we moved here, they told us how very relieved they were that
Yes.
we were here.
Yeah.
My
we hear
children-
That. We hear that from others, yeah.
Well, from our own families
Our
too.
own family, from
our own families are very relieved. They know we're taken care of.
Yes.
We've made good friends.
Yes.
We have good food, and everything is working good for us.
Yes.
They don't have to worry about when they take their vacations and they move away from us or something
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has been a big benefit.
It's just a wonderful goal to have started this community. for.
Right, and you guys are involved in some of the activities here.
Mm-hmm.
Steve loves to play Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, he's really good, really good.
Well, you're a good one, I've heard.
Well,
Yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I'm a competitor.
Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm a challenger competitor. Yeah, I like to do those kind of things. So
Yeah, Steve likes
I was
to.
going to ask you, too, how's your drawing class?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. We had was 8 people today. We did perspective, and that's really tricky. But
Okay.
we're going to do more fun things. Next week, we're going to just do lines and shading and some landscape things. And then the week after that, we're going to do some color.
We're talking lead, then lead pencil.
It's pencil right now, and then the last week, it's only a 4-week thing. Last week, we're going to do colored pencil. But yeah, it's pencil.
did you come up with this yourself, or did?
Stan McAdam lives across the hall from us with Bev, his wife, and Stan likes to draw. And once he found out I had a degree in art, almost every time I saw him, he'd say, "When are you going to start a drawing class? You going to start a drawing class?" So I had done them before. That's one of the things when I was doing temp office work. I also did evening and weekend drawing and painting for adults and children at the Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Oh,
And
yes.
a couple at Hawkeye too.
Mhm.
And so I had mentioned that I had done that. And
Well,
so
are you going to do another class?
I think what we might do is roll it into a group after 4 weeks. And I go to Thursday Painters. COVID changes a lot of things, and it changed that. But I used to go every Thursday, and I kind of am back to it. And I have a lot of friends there who would be good, who are good at specialized kinds of art, and I would like to invite them in to do like a class or demonstration or
Right.
something too, so we
Oh.
could cover a whole range of different
Oh,
art
sounds interesting.
media.
People that are really interested in the art field would really, really benefit from that. And even if they haven't, if they want to get into it, it's a good beginner start.
It's a good beginning. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
They find out what they can do.
Just some simple things.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping the drawing class would be. Just some simple things to, if you want to just sit and sketch while you're sitting in your chair, and just give you an idea of how you can make it look what you want it to look like better than you might if you didn't have some tips. Is all.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful thing.
I might sign up for your next class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't need to sign up. Just show up.
Oh, just show up.
Tuesdays at 10:30.
Okay.
Be something more to add to your list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, we appreciate our guest. Thank you for coming and
Thank
sharing.
you very much. It's really
Today,
nice.
this
of you
was
to do
good.
this.
It was very
Yeah.
interesting. We
Yeah.
found out a lot of interesting things that you have been involved in.
I apologize for interrupting you a couple times.
No.
Mary. Oh, no.
This is just our podcast.
Just the way we are.
We
right?
banter back and forth sometimes.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
And if anybody is interested in being recorded or interviewed by Phil and I, please let the secretary at one of the reception desks know. Give them your name and they can contact us, and we'd be glad to get a hold of them.
We'll take it from there and
You betcha.
make it happen. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we are closing now, and as we often like to do, let's close with this thought. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.